Thank you everybody for joining us for our first virtual camp fair of 2023. We are focusing on overnight camps and summer getaways for individuals with special needs in Waterloo Region, Wolf Wellington, and across the province of Ontario. So I would like to first turn it over to Emily, who's going to share some information about Hidden Acres.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Emily from Hidden Acres Camp. I just want to make sure everyone can see my screen that I'm sharing. Is that good to go? Wonderful. All right. Yeah, so like I said, my name's Emily. I'm the program director at Hidden Acres Camp. We're located just outside of the KW region, between New Hamburg and Stratford, just outside of Shakespeare. We're currently in our 61st year as a camp. And tonight I'm going to be talking about a couple of our programs. The first is our SIAC overnight program. SIAC stands for Supported Young Adults Camp for young adults between the ages of 16 and 35. And then our inclusion program that we offer for our overnight kids camp and mini camp that run along with those programs. So we have our 2 weeks of SIAC. As you can see here, we have our the dates of our camps up on the screen. We have our SIAC 1, July 23rd to 26th. SIAC 2 is July 27th to 30th. And again, those are the camps for young adults, our supported young adults. And then we have our overnight camps 1, 2, and 3, and our mini camp, which is our other overnight camp that offers the inclusion program. The activities that we offer with our SIAC program and our overnight kids camp and mini camp is generally the same. We have climbing. We got a new climbing tower last year, which was really well received and has been a lot of fun for all of our campers. We do swimming, we have canoeing, archery, we do camp-wide games, singing, crafts, sports. We have weekly themes and so much more. And for all of our programs that we offer, based on the level of the support that we can provide, we have campers who that have varying levels of support. We have two things that we need from campers is that they do need to be independent in the washroom, and campers cannot have any strong or aggressive behaviors. The staff that we have are not trained to handle those kinds of behaviors, though there's lots of other things that we welcome at Hidden Acres. And so we'll talk about our overnight and mini camp, our inclusion program. So generally at camp, for all our campers, we have a 4-to-1 ratio. And our inclusion program is where we have specific staff members that are specifically hanging out and providing support to campers who need extra support. So this is our one-on-one program that is part of our inclusion, and that's where campers are receiving the support that they need. The goal of our inclusion program is for campers to feel included and welcome in all aspects of camp life. We seek to create healthy relationships and have them participate in all the activities that our other campers would also be a part of. And then we have our SIAC program, which, like I said, is our supported young adults camp. This is generally a smaller program and fills up really quickly. And so in this program, we have 2-to-1 camper to staff ratio. Generally, there are 2 to 3 campers in a room and 1 to 2 staff. We have them in our Woodhouse facility, which is a fully accessible building for varying levels of ability. We started our SIAC camp just over 10 years ago when we realized that there was a gap between campers who were aging out of our inclusion program and there wasn't programs for them beyond that. And so we started our SIAC camp, which has been met with a lot of success. And again, for this program, again, campers do still need to be fairly independent in the washroom and can't have overly aggressive strong behaviors. For our registration, we're opening our registration on February 1st, so we're not open yet, but it will be very soon for the SIAC program. Like I said, it fills up fast, so we encourage people to get into registration as soon as possible. It will start at 7 a.m. on our website up on the screen here at www.hiddenacres.ca. You can contact the camp at the email address listed or the phone number there. with any other questions. Another thing that I wanted to mention too was the way that we handle our medication. We have a designated camp medic that will provide medication for, will help with this distribution of medication for all of our campers. And we have in our registration process an opportunity for caregivers and parents to provide a detailed description of how meds need to be administered and when, and then our camp medic is specifically responsible for those medications to be distributed throughout the day. Yeah, so if you have any questions, you can check out our website, contact us at the camp, or ask them at the end of the presentation. That is all from me. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Emily. We are now going to turn it over to Harry, and Harry is going to chat with us about Camp Toby.
Thank you. So many windows. All right, everyone. Very happy to be here with you. And for those of you watching the recording, welcome as well. I'm just going to pull up my slide deck. Hopefully everyone can see that. Wonderful. So my name is Harry. I am the director of Camp Toby, which is a program run by CDI, which is the Child Development Institute here in Toronto. And so currently, Camp Toby is a 2-week overnight therapeutic camp program, which runs in a location near the town of Haliburton. Camp Toby serves children aged 10 to 18 who have been diagnosed with a learning disability / disorder and experience mental health challenges. And so to elaborate on that, many of our campers have experiences of anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, some ASD, all of which we know can impact our emotional, social, behavioral functioning and our mental health. However, all of our campers also must have that diagnosed learning disability or disorder to be eligible for service with Camp Toby. Founded in 1968, Camp Toby's mission was to provide children with LD the opportunity for social and personal enrichment through the magic of camp. Now, a session at Toby means the development of social competence, self-confidence, and a deeper sense of belonging in a unique and supportive environment. So what's unique about Toby? Toby provides close to a 1-to-1 staffed camper ratio overall, with a guaranteed 2-to-1 camper to counselor ratio. Toby gives a small camp experience, so no more than 40 campers per session. We have 3 sessions each summer, and that's 40 kids spread across 6 cabins. So an average of 6 campers per cabin with 3 counselors. Toby focuses on a group experience, fostering opportunities to build and maintain relationships and succeed in groups. We also focus on hiring mature staff, 18 plus, with the average staff age being between 19 and 24. And those are often staff that have backgrounds in or in school for education, social work, therapeutic recreation, etc. All of these staff are also given training in understanding learning disabilities, mental health, behavior management, crisis intervention, and a lot more. So what we do at camp, Toby provides an array of what I'll call classic camp activities. So we have swimming, beach time, lovely sand beach, canoeing, kayaking, art, music, nature programs, archery, various sports and other camp games, and of course, a full challenge course with low ropes and high ropes. We do not have things like water skiing or tubing or power boating. We focus more on, again, what we like to call the classic camp activities. We provide a lot of structure to our days, which we find that our campers really benefit from. while also having opportunities for choice and things that campers can do to choose their own adventure during the day. We also have a canoe tripping program, with each cabin going on a 2 to 5 night overnight canoe trip, supported by counselors and program staff. Our focus is using fun and intentionally facilitated activities to create moments of discovery and growth to have a lasting impact for campers. When is Camp Toey? So we offer 3 2-week sessions each summer. Our first session, which is for ages 10 to 13, is from July 1st to 14th. Our second session, which is for ages 10 to 18, although usually ends up being more like 13 to 15, is July 19th to August 1st. Sorry, not August 1st, August 20th. My typo. And session, oh, sorry, no, I'm right. Session 2 is from July 19th to August 1st. Session 3, which is ages 14 to 18, is from August 7th to August 20th. Those are our 3 sessions. The slide is correct. To apply to Camp Toey, we ask that you submit an application via our Camp Brain link, which is on the slide there, and can also be found on our website. Following your application, you will schedule a meeting with me and be invited, or actually your child will be invited to attend an assessment group. If following all these steps, we have a good group fit, which means we have a group that we are confident that your child will succeed in when at camp, we will then have a spot for you at Toey, and you can proceed with your registration. We find that we can find a good group for most of the campers that apply to Toey, but we want to make sure we have a good group so that we can do our very best to guarantee a good time at camp. In terms of cost of camp, our standard subsidized rate is $2,600 for the 2 weeks. We can support families with accessing external subsidies as needed, and can also provide payment plans as well. I know for sure there are things that I didn't cover in that quick overview, and so if you have more questions, things that are important to you, I would love to answer them either now or at the end of today. You can always reach me by email, phone, and again, if you check out our website, you'll find even more information there as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Harry. We are now going to move it over to Emily, and she is going to present on Camp Awakening.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you see my PowerPoint and hear me okay? Amazing. Okay. My name's Emily. Excuse me. I'm the program director at Camp Awakening. Camp Awakening provides overnight summer camp and leadership programs for participants with physical disabilities between the ages of 8 and 29 years old. I have a video. Oh dear.
Camp Awakening is a registered charity offering a variety of wilderness-based outdoor recreation programs for youth with physical disabilities. Founded in 1982, Camp Awakening's overnight summer camp, leadership, and young adult programs give campers and participants aged 8 to 29 the opportunity to increase independence, learn new life and social skills, and enjoy their summer outside. Camp Awakening partners with established summer camps across Ontario. Kilcoo Camp for boys, Camp Oconto for girls, and Cedar Ridge Camp for our LIT. Our host camps offer an accessible cabin, a wide range of adapted outdoor activities, and a safe and inclusive environment. In our integrated program, campers will learn life, leadership, social, and wilderness skills. Campers will learn to live healthy, active lives and discover the wonders of nature. Most importantly, campers will challenge their perceived limitations and have so much fun while doing it.
I enjoyed the accessibility, also meeting new people. It's just really eye-opening on like how the disability community is.
I would say this year's high-rise course is really up there. That's something I thought I would never get to do as a kid or even as an adult.
One of the best part about camp is getting to know everyone, exploring new activities. You can learn how to be independent for yourself. You can just have fun.
Almost everything there. The swimming, the archery, the tie-dye, the hiking, the dance. I could literally live in the lake if I needed to, and then leveling up at archery. I just got my level 1. Looking forward to using the crossbow next summer.
In addition to all of our on-site camp programs we offer, each camper will also get the chance to go on a canoe trip and dive even deeper into the Ontario wilderness.
I mean, you go and you will discover all sorts of things that you wouldn't find at home or that you wouldn't find in all sorts of other situations. And so I think it's worth taking that step and finding out what you are capable of in a completely different world.
Okay. Oops, no, don't play again. Okay, so our 2023 programs, just to tell you a little bit more about our programs and some of our eligibility criteria and some other information. Our traditional camps are for ages 8 to 18, and then we have our Leaders in Training program, which is a hybrid program, part online, part in person for 18 to 21-year-olds, and adult camp canoe trip for 21 to 29-year-olds. And we also have an online March break camp. In terms of support needs, so our eligibility criteria is that participants have to have a primary diagnosis of a physical disability. They have to be reasonably independent and able to direct their own care. Now, that's not to say that our staff aren't there to support them, but they need to be able to say, oh no, can you help me move this way? Or can you, that piece of chicken needs to be cut smaller in some way. Anything like that. Our staff are not trained doctors, PSWs, anything like that. Our staff are simply trained at to support the needs of each of our campers. So we have a very individualized process. We work really hard with all of our families, often bringing in their doctor teams, their occupational therapists, as well as working with our own medical advisors to create care plans for each of our participants. We have a ratio of per cabin of 7 campers to 3 staff plus a leader in training. And just to finish off that eligibility criteria, due to the rustic nature of our camp, as well as the fact that we go on canoe trips and we're often away from electricity for 3, 4, sometimes 5 days at a time, our campers can't be 100% dependent on anything that they would need to plug in the evenings or during the day. And then campers just need to be able to successfully interact and create relationships with peers of a similar age. Our host camps, again, Kilku Camp for boys, which is in Minden, Ontario, and Camp Oconto for our girls, which is in Tichborne, Ontario. And just a couple things we can provide transportation at an additional cost if necessary. We would never want transportation to be a barrier for participation. I also wanted to touch on the price. So for our 1-week programs, which is for our youngest campers, it's $950. And for our 2-week programs, it's $1,850. And we have lots of financial assistance available. I'd be happy to chat further. Again, Camp Awakening for participants with physical disabilities between 8 and 29 years of age. I'm Emily, the program director. If you call, you're always talking to me or our awesome executive director, Tracy, and we would love to hear from you. I look forward to chatting and connecting. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily, for sharing about Camp Awakening. Next, we're going to turn it over to Sarah, and Sarah is going to share information about Camp Kanabaki.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I think we're loading up the PowerPoint. Should be here shortly. Awesome, perfect. So I'm Sarah. I am one of the directors at Camp Kennebec. We are a camp for campers who have special needs. We cater to a wide variety of needs, everything from learning disabilities to developmental delays, including autism, ADHD, Down syndrome, OCD, brain injuries, as well as some behavioral needs and personal care needs. If we go to the next slide, we just have a short video. Oh, I don't think there's any sound.
Hang on, let me. Ooh, looks like I can actually give you control of that. I will do that one more time in a different way.
Okay. Technical difficulties.
Okay. How's that sound?
Perfect.
We cater to a wide variety of kids with different exceptionalities, from kids on the autism spectrum, kids with ADD, ADHD, Down syndrome, learning disabilities.
So we take a very individual approach when trying to meet the needs of each camper. So we include that in our 2-to-1 ratio. We meet every camper prior to the summertime to discuss what their individual needs are and how we can support them best in the camp environment. We run an individual program here at Kennebec, so the kids actually get to choose all their own activities.
We have a wide variety of activities ranging from water skiing, wakeboarding, tubing, kayaking, canoeing, paddle boats, trampolining. We have horseback riding, high ropes.
People tell me this is their new home. I love you all, Camp Kennebec.
So if you're not a kid that enjoys the water, if there's a sport going on, or arts and crafts, or music, there's definitely going to be something for you at camp. We definitely get a wide mix of different campers, some that have never been outdoors, some that don't like the bugs. We give them a lot of attention, and we hire very dedicated and passionate staff.
I love working here with the kids. I love the environment. I love the fun that we have together with our campers. I do feel like you get to be your best self while you're here.
I think it's very character building, but it's the best thing that you'll ever do.
It's one of the best experiences I've ever had.
I don't think you can ever find the magic of this place anywhere else.
I want to come back every summer.
We take a lot of pride in the fact that we try to get to know each of them.
Are we starting? My favorite thing is the ropes. My favorite activity probably would be woodworking.
Best Canadian camp I've ever been to.
It is amazing for me to be here.
It's many things. I can't think of just one word.
Intriguing. Fun. Relaxing.
Breathtaking.
Amazing.
We just work so hard to give them a typical summer that every kid deserves at a summer camp.
It's neat to hear from the parents of the passions that their kids have discovered here at camp, sending videos of kids going water skiing or down the zip line. It's amazing to see those kids blossom and try those things and having the parents go, "What did you do?" Give them a chance to be a kid at summer camp and try out these things that they haven't had a chance to experience before.
Okay, so that's a bit about us. Then we're just going to move to the next slide, and we just got a few more highlights for everybody about our program.
I'm working on getting to the next slide.
Okay.
Give me a sec. There we go.
All right, so a little bit more about us. So again, we cater to campers with a wide variety of needs. We like to say that we have an individualized approach. So we meet with each camper and their family, as well as very often their team beforehand, so that we know how best to support your camper to be successful at our program. We accept campers who are ages 6 and up. We don't really have a cutoff age. Again, we like to see what fits best. We also have a program, which I don't really go into detail here, but we have an adult program that is 18 plus, where we concentrate on job skills and leadership training. That runs alongside our regular camp program, which if you'd like some more information on, you can definitely get in contact with us. Again, with our individualized approach, you can choose from a 1 to an 8-week stay. So that's a little bit different about our program. We run for 8 weeks in the summer, and it's up to you and your camper how long you'd like to stay with us. So you can pick from 1 week, or you can go all the way for 8 weeks. So go to the next slide. So we have a thoroughly trained staff team. We also hire a mature staff team, as our average age is around 18 plus. A lot of our staff already work in the field as teachers or social workers, or are in university and are working towards that career path. We also have 3 nursing students and a registered nurse that are on property at all times, and they help us with all our medication needs, as well as the day-to-day of personal care, and of course cuts and scrapes and anything else that would happen at camp. We have 50 daily activity choices. So as you saw in the video, anything from water skiing to ropes. We have horses at camp. Again, we have a tailored program where campers can actually choose their activities. So they kind of pick their own day, if that makes sense. And they get to choose what they would like to get up to at camp. That doesn't mean we don't encourage them to try new things. Of course, we always do. But we find that our campers thrive on being able to advocate for themselves and choose their activities. Another highlight, of course, is that we have delicious homestyle meals every day. We like to say that we are specialized in the picky eater diet. We cater to all kinds of dietary requirements, so that's never an issue. And then it'll go to the next slide. We'll show some of our cabins and what they look like. We always like to say, if you close your eyes and picture a cabin in a movie or a cabin in a woods, it's kind of what they look like. Very traditional style cabins, bunk beds. Our staffs and campers stay in the cabins together. So we do run a 2-to-1 ratio. So for every 2 campers, we have 1 staff member, and that's just our cabin staff. Outside of that, we also have our senior staff and our directors and our support staff. So we actually run at higher than a 2-to-1, but staff sleep directly in with the campers. So campers are always there to be supported, or staff are always there to support campers. And then I think the next one. So we are located in Arden, Ontario, which is about 3 hours from Toronto, 2 hours from Ottawa, 1 hour from Kingston, and 4 hours from Montreal. Pretty central, but easy to get to by car. This year, we're not offering bus transportation, but again, if you're coming from far, we're always willing to figure something out together. We don't want transportation to stop you from coming to camp. Yeah. So for more information, you can contact us at www.campkennebec.com, or you can email us at info@campkennebec.com. Our phone number is also there. Our office is pretty much always open to give us a call if you have any more questions, because there's definitely more information. This is just a quick highlight reel of what we're all about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. for sharing. Next, we're going to turn it over to Isla, and she's going to talk about Camp Kodiak.
Hi there, I'm Alana. I'm one of the owners and directors of Camp Kodiak. It was started by my dad, and since his passing, my two sisters and I are now running Camp Kodiak for him. So what is Camp Kodiak? If we go to the next slide, you'll see lots of smiling faces. You'll see friendship, you'll see fun, and that's what we're all about, fun, friends, and success. Our campers are between the ages of 6 to 18 years old, and our program was designed to meet the needs of campers with and without learning disabilities, ADHD, and high-functioning ASD, what used to be diagnosed as Asperger's syndrome. All of our campers need to be able to independently manage all aspects of their daily living skills and personal care. As well, we aren't able to manage campers who have severe behavior needs. Cabins are grouped strategically to promote the development of genuine friendships. So when campers apply for camp, we have a meeting, a virtual meeting via Zoom, to get to know them better and to determine which cabin group we feel would provide them with the best social fit that's also age appropriate. Because rather than them having to spend all of their time trying to figure out who they're going to connect with at camp, we want to take that work away from them and put them in the same cabin group together so that they're already spending that time together. Around camp, there is a 2-to-1 camper to staff ratio. Living in the cabins themselves, it's 3-to-1 or better. I'll talk about staff in a minute, sorry. We also have an academic tutoring program from Monday to Friday, right after breakfast, just for 50 minutes so that campers don't experience the summer slide. We're just working on reviewing skills and concepts that need to be reinforced over the summer so that it's still fresh, and come September, they feel ready to do it. For those campers who don't need that academic review, they're participating in more academically inspired programs. So they're selecting from a variety of elective activities, including arts activities like pottery, stained glass, arts and crafts, drawing and cartooning, to vocal music, learning to play guitar, martial arts, dance, drama, photography, video, first aid, nature and survival skills, building Rube Goldberg machines, and other STEM activities. Our social skills program is embedded into everything we do from the moment campers wake up until the moment they go to bed. And for the most part, they don't even realize that they're learning, refining, and practicing positive social skills. And the reason for doing it as an embedded program is so that by teaching it in context, it's far easier for campers to understand how to apply and when to apply those specific skills. Our Leader in Training program is for our 16 to 18-year-old campers, and we have over 50 different camp activities for campers to discover and nurture hidden talents. Our staff include many professionals from the fields of education, social work, child and youth care, recreation. Of the 3 counselors living in each cabin, at least one of them is a professional from those fields. The other counselors are university and college students, many of whom are already in programs leading them to careers where they will be working with kids and youth. Our health center team includes a doctor, 3 nurses, a nursing student, and a health center manager. Our medication protocols are like clockwork. We work with our pharmacy in town so that all medication is blister packed according to administration time, so that the probability of any kind of error happening is so far greatly reduced. We have 3 directors at camp, myself and my 2 sisters. We are all Ontario certified teachers. My 2 sisters are still teachers in the Peel District School Board, and I resigned in order to do this on a full year basis. Our assistant directors are also teachers, and one of them is a contained class special education teacher. Our facilities include over 400 acres. Now, of course, we don't use all 400 acres. We do let some of them just be themselves and able to enjoy nature. But we have over 100 acres that we have developed. We're on a small, clean lake without a lot of boat traffic. Our cabins are comfortable, tongue and groove log cabins that contain washrooms with 2 sinks, a toilet stall, and a shower stall. And in many of the cabins, there is also a urinal or a stall that has been converted into a urinal stall. Our health center staff are available any time of day for emergencies. We also have a sick call or a clinic time twice a day, so that if anything needs to be looked at or taken care of, they're available to do that. We are located only 25 minutes from the Parry Sound Hospital and just a 2.5-hour drive from Toronto, Ontario. We do offer bus service from Toronto and the airport, as we have about 40% of our campers who come from outside of Canada, with 30% coming from the US and 10% internationally. In terms of our application process, you start off by visiting our website, and then we ask you to complete a camper application form, at which point we will contact you to schedule a meeting with one of the directors and the parents and prospective camper. That way we can make sure that our cabin is going to meet their needs and to determine which cabin group will provide them with the best social fit. In terms of COVID-19, we are really hoping that come the summer, we won't have to worry about a lot of this, but we do strongly recommend that all campers and staff are as fully vaccinated as possible prior to arriving. Last year it was a requirement, and it may become a requirement this year as well. We are waiting to see what happens over the course of the next several months, as well as consulting with our health center team and doctors who have been really helpful in the past, providing guidance, as well as the local public health unit and the Ontario Camps Association. But we are prepared to use any combination of strategies to help mitigate risk, including cohorting, masking when necessary, testing, being outside as much as possible, which is the nature of camp anyway, and if necessary, getting additional health center staff. For more information, please feel free to reach out and contact us. You can reach me at info@campkodiak.com. There's lots of information on our website, including videos, testimonials, etc. And for those of you who have campers who are 19 plus, we do have a young adult program called Club Kodiak, which you can visit at clubkodiak.com, and that is a life skills program.
Okay, thank you, Elena. I'm now actually going to turn it over to Meg, who is going to share about just a few of our camps that had hoped to be here, but due to whatever circumstances could be.
Okay, I'm trying to open this up the other way, so it might take an extra second or two. If that doesn't work, I'll go back to the quick method. Okay, so we did have a few other camps who had hoped to join us tonight, but due to unforeseen circumstances, were not able to join in. So I'm just going to share a little bit of brief information so that you have a full lay of the land in terms of all the options out there. And I do encourage you to go to these camps' websites and reach out to the camp directors, and they'd be more than happy to answer your questions and tell you more about those camps. So the Extend a Family summer program. So this is our local Extend a Family for Waterloo region. And they run a summer program for many weeks of the summer. Registration will open on March 1st via My Community Hub. They have not let us know exactly which location they are partnering with this year, but they tend to rent facilities at a local camp, usually within a sort of 30 to 45-minute drive of Kitchener-Waterloo. Their overnight retreat program here is for ages 15 and older, and they do have some day programming as well. They offer the program at a 4-to-1 ratio. If you have additional questions, please reach out to Ben, and his contact is below. The next camp that was unable to join us tonight was Camp Concord. Their registration opens in January, and they let us know that spots are usually full by May. They're located near Schaumburg, Ontario, which is north of Brampton or east of Orangeville. They run a camp within a camp model. So they offer, I believe, 4 weeks of specialized programming embedded within the Cedar Glen YMCA camp. So they provide additional supports in a 3-to-1 ratio for individuals ages 7 and up with intellectual behavior or communication disabilities. So the website is here, and if you have any questions, please reach out to Melissa at this contact information. We also wanted to include information about Camp Brébeuf, as it is another local to Waterloo Wellington camp with a strong inclusion program. So Camp Brébeuf is located in Rockwood, Ontario. Their registration opened on January 1st. This camp program is run, operated by the Catholic Youth Organization of Hamilton. This is an integrated camp, so it's a camp for children with and without special needs, and their inclusion support program can provide either 1-to-1 support or 2-to-1 or 1-to-2 support in within their regular camp environment for both their day camp and their overnight camp. They are also a camp that provides some degree of personal care support. So if your camper does require personal care, feel free to reach out to Katie and discuss your camper's support needs. And that is often something that they do their best to work with families to try to accommodate. So Katie's contact and the camp website is listed here. We also wanted to make sure that Easter Seals Ontario camps were mentioned. This is another opportunity for campers with physical disabilities who are registered with Easter Seals to participate in a summer camp experience. So their ratio is 2-to-1, and their requirements are that campers are eligible for and registered with Easter Seals, and that they are able to communicate enough to direct their own care. So whether that's using technology or with nonverbal communication, as long as they can provide a clear yes and a no in the context that they can direct their own care, then that meets camp eligibility. So they have various programming options for ages 6 and older, and they also have family camp opportunities as well. So the facilities and activities are fully accessible to campers using mobility devices, and additional information is available on their website. And they operate out of 2 locations. So Camp Marywood is located near Perth and Smith Falls, Ontario, and Camp Woodenden is located just outside London. So that concludes the formal part of our presentation. I'd like to thank everybody, our camp directors and our participants, for attending. At this point, we will conclude the recording and open it up for a live question and answer.